Welcome to Small Business Saturdays video series with your host and my husband.
And my dad, Aaron Montgomery.
Join the conversation.
Let's talk some business.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome in to another episode of Small Business Saturdays. My name is Aaron Montgomery, and you can find me at oursuccessgroup.com. And excited for today. I always want to try something a little bit new. So before I get into that, let's check in. We've got Martha checking in. Good morning. And good morning, Wade. And Janessa, good morning. Great to have you along. Appreciate everybody checking in and being here this morning. Barbara, good morning. Thank you so much. Wonderful stuff. So here, let me see here. What's the best way to describe this? So been a busy week. It was a great week. We had the second 5 Keys program talking about Google Ads for the OSG members. Just happened last Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we're going to be talking about Instagram. So that was the start of my being in front of camera all week part, and it was awesome. So the 5 Keys has been great. We kicked off the 5 Keys with YouTube videos and even talked a little bit about ads in there. It has really been phenomenal to get this 5 Keys kicked off. Like I said, next week's Instagram. After that's email. And then after that is closing with Facebook. So we're talking about 5 keys to marketing. Plus, we also have and I printed it out here. For those folks that are OSG members, we also have a 12-week roadmap because that first week in October is 12 weeks until the Christmas holiday. And so anyhow, that's what kind of started off my week. Before we get there, I've got my wife. Good morning. I thought you were heading back to bed. So our son kept us up a little bit last night. So anyways, Curtis, good morning. And Chuck and Tina and good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you guys so much. We've got a great crowd here. Jerry, good morning. Todd, boom, lots of fun stuff happening here. Good morning, Todd. And Janessa, I'm excited for it too. I think it's really going to be cool. Good way to get ideas. And that's, I think what a lot of us as small business owners can sometimes struggle with. There's a lot to do. We've got a lot on our plate, and we need to be able to come up with some ideas. So, unfortunately, a lot of times when we sit down and go, okay, it's time to, do some marketing here. Oh boy, we're out of ideas at that point because we've been so busy. And so interestingly enough, I was kind of struggling with ideas for what I should talk about here today. And I had written down when I was going to mention what I was talking about today, I put ideas in question marks, because I was going to ask for ideas. Well, I started to do that, and then I looked at it and I said, boom, there it is. That's what we can talk about. We can talk about some ideas of ways to get ourselves out there, ways to be having these conversations, ways to be communicating and connecting. So it's definitely something I like. Oh, boop, light bulb. So anyhow, today I've got some ideas. I brought a few ideas, but I'm really excited to kind of crowdsource this, so to speak. We've got at least 20 people tuning in right now. So hopefully more will show up if you guys would go out and share this, and let's get some more. And I want to start crowdsourcing some ideas of things that you're doing, you want to do, thoughts that you've had, and I'll be throwing mine in, and we'll kind of go from there. So that's the goal for today. We'll see how it goes. Could be great. I could flop. You guys will be awesome as usual. So I'm not worried about that. Who knows? So let me get a couple more folks here though. Excellent. Kelly, good morning. And Sandy, and awesome. Congratulations, Tina. Absolutely. In fact, I've got a few ideas of things that I need to cover on the DTG as far as putting some videos together. So we're going to because I didn't have enough to do. My plan is to try to also do some extra added videos that are just posted up for our Success Group members as well. So got a few thoughts on that. So, all right. So should we dive in? Now here's the part that, good morning, Sharon. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you being here. And Tina says, I'm wanting to make business flyers. Excellent. Okay. Well, let me know what I can help with. Happy to help any way I can, as you know. So, all right. So here's the deal. Here's what I'm asking of you guys, but let's get clear about what kind of ideas we're trying to come up with. Honestly, any ideas I'm all about. So there's no wrong answers when it comes to this. But what I'm trying to share with you guys are just some ideas to get the creative juices flowing. So, you know what to do. We need to be posting more. We need to start turning up the volume here, especially as we get into the fourth quarter. We need to get over our fears of doing live videos. We need to be just connecting more, talking about our business more. And so that's what I want to do, is I want to give you some ideas of some thoughts that we've had or come up with, or I've seen, or whatever. And like I said, I've got some notes in front of me here. So if I'm looking down, I'm just looking at some of my notes here. So not off in la la land like sometimes I might get to be. But so what I'm asking of you guys, start throwing in your ideas. You can start throwing them in now. What things are you thinking about, or maybe things that you've seen that you thought were good ideas that we could be using to share, promote, talk about our business? So I will get us started here. And the first one that I wanted to share with you guys, and one of these lists is actually in our Success Group members Facebook page. It's social media marketing content ideas. You can find it over in the files page of the private members group. But I'll just share a couple off of that list as well, and then some other ones that I've got here. So, wow. All right. Let me get a quick drink, and that's always fun. Yeah, Wade, ideas for how to promote my embroidery. So let me start with one, and then Wade, we'll get back to that. But if you guys have ideas for Wade, start throwing them out there. Wade, I know you've got ideas too. So just start, this is a brainstorming session. That's the great part. There's no right or wrong answers here. My hope is that we can just build off of each other's ideas and thoughts here and grow. So let's dive in. So here's the first one I wanted to share. What we've come to see a lot more in our industry, I think, and then I'm not sure if it's a lot more, or if it just is kind of standing out. But the industry as a whole is definitely kind of talking a lot more about fundraiser opportunities. So for different causes, different things, and putting stores together, and supporting schools, supporting your community, supporting groups, supporting others. And honestly, I know a lot of, especially in the screen print world, they actually were able to kind of get through the early rough patch of COVID by doing things like that. The Here for Good campaigns and things like that. So my idea here is, if you've got a charity or a cause or a group that you partner with, what my idea is find somebody that's kind of the face of that group and ask them if you can interview them on a live video. And the interview is not about your business. It's not about what you're doing. The interview should be about their cause, about what they're doing, about what they need, about what it means to that particular person. You can share what that cause means to you and go from there. So that's my first idea. Now I already see some stuff coming up, so I'm excited about this. So let's get into some of that. Sandy says, I want to expand into Pinterest. That's a great idea. Obviously, we are a very visual industry that we're in here, garment and personalization industry. So, it's all about pictures and so Pinterest and Pinterest boards and sharing on Pinterest, I think is a great idea. Just kind of get what you want to be selling, what the ideal things are, and then make sure that you're telling a story around it. Maybe you're just sharing the picture, but there's got to be some story to it. As humans, we're attracted to the story part of things. So that's a great one, Sandy. Curtis said, someone said flyers earlier. Jess said, I made some half-page flyers and my local pizza place taped them on their boxes for me. I put a special coupon code on there so I could track any orders that came through that way. Oh, that's awesome. That's a great idea. So in local, just, that's a wonderful idea. Jess, high five. Thank you. Tina says, sharing short videos of our embroidery has really helped. Tina, could you elaborate on that even further? What are those videos of? Is it of the machine running? What's the story around it? That's a great idea, and I'm glad that's really helped you. Perfect. You guys are already killing it, so thank you very much. Here's another idea that I had that that I'm stealing, borrowing. On Thursday, I got to be interviewed on the Inspire ICE program, which is Inspire, Collaborate, and I can never remember the E. Why can I not remember the E? Anyhow, somebody help me out here. If Tanya or Jay are here, help me. I'm failing miserably, but I got to be interviewed by Jay, and it was really cool. And I got to talk about my passions and my family, and it was awesome. It was really made me feel good. And I know my dad got to watch. I believe my mom was watching. I haven't had a chance to talk to her yet. I know my wife watched. So anyhow, really cool. But one of my favorite parts of the whole thing was Jay kind of hit me with a speed round, and he said, embroidery or screen print. He said beach volleyball or sand volleyball. And, so just kind of having some fun with somebody else. So maybe, you could do a speed round with your significant other. Maybe you could do, a speed round with a customer. And again, this is all about highlighting the story. It's about highlighting the person that you're talking to. Thank you, Sandy. Encourage. Oh boy, Aaron, good grief. Oops. And Martha also helping me out. Thank you guys. Okay. Inspire, collaborate, and encourage. I don't know why that was so hard for me. Anyhow, so speed round. I think that's something that could be really fun to do. It's an opportunity to get in front of people, connect, have some fun, show off your personality, that type of thing. So, Todd says not being salesy in every post. Exactly. And here's the great part of all the things that I've picked out here. And honestly, a lot of the ideas that we try to share through our success group, very rarely do we talk about a sales post, because there's really not a ton of places for that anymore. The sales are part of the conversation. All right. Those should come more naturally. So again, not being salesy in every post. Yeah. Every once in a while, it's okay to, say, hey, we've got this deal going on, please, but if you're talking about the story, a flyer on a pizza box, that's a perfect way to be salesy, but that's not happening on social media. Just an idea I just had, and you probably are already doing something like this potentially, but, highlighting that pizza company in your social media. And, oh, by the way, the flyer happens to be there too, but encouraging people and talking about the collaboration, talking about your love of their pizza, things like that, so there's a thought, there's ideas. Again, this is all about just keeping these creative ideas flowing, and going from there. All right, let's see what else we got there. Jerry says, I need to put together a good email for fundraising to send out to schools, teams, etc. Yep. And, the first the first place that we need to start when we're looking at doing things like flyers and different things like that. The first place we need to start, though, is we need to have a goal, so that way we can make sure that the program is set up and that we're sending out very clear information. It's that whole idea of we don't want to be all things to everybody. So if you're saying, we do fundraising and everything else, they're going to get in and go, what do I need to, okay, fundraising sounds great, but I don't really understand that. And then what's everything else? Wow, this little bug is still here. So those are some things to think about when we're doing flyers, is make sure you have a clear goal and a clear message of exactly what the program is. All right, let's see what else we got here. Tina, sorry, I wasn't laughing at Tina's. I'm laughing at Todd's. I'll get to that one in a second. We did a couple of short videos of the machine in action, and we're letting people know embroidered hats were now something we could do. Perfect. And I love that step, showing them the action, getting people to see the action. And, oh, by the way, we can do hats, and here's the proof. Here's the social proof of the fact that we could do hats. We're embroidering a hat. So that's awesome. Tina, perfect. Angela, good morning. Maria, good morning. For those of you just joining us, what we're doing here this morning is we're just kind of crowdsourcing. We're creatively brainstorming together this morning some ideas for things that we can do to market our businesses. And here's the deal. We're not looking to, I'm not saying, okay, here's an idea for you, take this and do it exactly. If you want to, the stuff that I'm sharing, go for it. But what I'm really hoping that happens for you is that you take little bits and pieces of the things that I'm saying, the things that the folks commenting in the lives are saying. You take little bits and pieces of that, and you make that idea work for you, and make it unique to you and your business. Because we all are different, and that's what makes it so awesome, is that we're all different. And so I can take a bit of an idea from this person. I can take a bit of an idea from this person. Some of the ideas that I have floating around in my own head, meld them all together and have something that's amazing and awesome and me. So, all right. And then back to Todd's comment that made me giggle. A conversation about how pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Start the conversation. So that is, I agree wholeheartedly. And I know some other folks, I know my wife is on here and she is actually a fan of pineapple on her pizza. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. Fruit on pizza. Come on. I'm kidding. Everybody, again, is different, and that's what makes it so awesome. So if you want pineapple on your pizza, by all means, that's your prerogative, but keep it away from my pizza, please. All right. Good morning, Mike. Thanks for tuning in. Jess, let's see what we got here. I partnered with Buddy Bags to offer shirts. Buddy Bags sends food home with underprivileged kids in our district over the weekend and breaks. They got 50% of each shirt sale. In each order, I put a flyer with some photos of some of my products. Several people that purchased a shirt came back and ordered another item. I raised about $600 to help them and got my name out in the local community a little bit more. Man, this is great stuff, Jess. Thank you so much for sharing. Keep this stuff coming. We appreciate that. And Todd, if you want fruit on pizza, get a fruit pizza. All right. Sandy said, never did I think when I started my business that I would need to be a reporter, social influencer, etc. But that's what you need to do to build your business. Absolutely. And here's the reason. And here's maybe a way that I look at it. Because at the end of the day, no matter who you are those things in a sense, just not on social media, not necessarily always out to the public. But when you start a business, you have to be the one that is there to champion your business, which in turn means you have to be talking about it. You have to be, and Kylene and I talked about that this week. We were at a party next door. Our neighbors just had a few people over for Labor Day. And, in those conversations, I'm not saying you have to sit there and talk about your business the whole time. You want to be involved in the conversation and being a part of the conversation, but there's no reason that your business shouldn't come up. If it's right, then, because you should be asking them what they do. You should be asking new people that you meet, what they're passionate about. And then when it's your turn to talk, then you should be sharing what you're passionate about. And my hopes is what you're passionate about is your business. Because if you're not that passionate about your business, then you're not doing the right things in your business, meaning you're not catering towards your niche. You're not fulfilling a why. You're just in business to be in business. And I can't remember exactly where I talked about this because I was on screen about, I think I counted it with my son last night 7 times over this last week. So, but one of the conversations that we had was talking about our niche, and our niche comes from our passions. And we talked about the fact that maybe you start your business to make money, but to make money is not a passion. To make money is not a reason. But why are you making money? That's where you start boiling that down into what your passion is. Well, I need to support my family. Okay. But couldn't you support your family by getting a job? Probably. So again, why did you start your business? And that's where we take that next leap from, okay, I started my business to now I need to be the champion of my business. I need to talk about it. I need to be the reporter. I need to be the social influencer. I need to share that stuff. And again, it's okay if that's not you. While you're starting, you've got to get beyond that not being you and do it in your own way as much as you can. Now, if you get to a point where it just is not working for you, then there are people out there that will do that for you, but you have to realize that now you're going to have to pay somebody to do that. So I just want to change the look of it from, that I've got to be this to really all you're doing is just sharing your business. And right now, we're sharing our businesses on social media, on live videos, on things like that. So wearing a shirt promoting your business, good idea to wear at a neighborhood party. So Jerry, that's a good talking point. In fact, I think I can't remember. It doesn't matter. One of the things that I always try to do, especially when I'm doing the, Two Regular Guys podcast, these things throughout the summit and stuff like that, is yes, I try to wear a shirt that's got some information about either Montco or our success group or whatever. And we are in that business, so we probably should be wearing a decorated shirt as often as possible. Now, when we talk about going to a neighborhood party, I'm not so sure that you need to be, in the logoed polo of your shirt to show off. What I would do is I would make myself a more general shirt, like at a neighborhood party. I wore my my Michelangelo quote shirt that I was able to print on my DTG, but you make something for yourself that's for you personally. It doesn't have to be specifically about the business, but make something about it, because that could potentially be a conversation starter. Another event that I went to, I wore the shirt that I printed that had my older son's comic book character on it. It was Al Knight. And, it wasn't that it was showing off my business necessarily, but the conversation came up about the shirt. And I said, oh yeah, this is my son's artwork. And like, oh, cool. How did you get that shirt made? Oh, well, I can make shirts, that kind. So it's not necessarily about always promoting the business, but it's about having the things around that you can start the conversation with. Again, you're asking them what they're passionate about, what they do, and then in turn, you should have a turn to share about you. But again, it's not always about just promoting all the time. It's about telling the story, being part of the conversation. So let's see here. Robert, thanks for joining us. Mike says, big fan of t-shirt wearing. Pimping your business isn't a dirty thing, and I love it when people embrace the value of promotion. Yes. T-shirt wearing in general is probably a good thing, depending on where you're at. All right. Robert says our whole family sports our swag. Definitely. Again, we're not talking about just going out and blatantly promoting all the time. What we're talking about is being able to have the conversation if it comes up, not forcing it, not shoving it in somebody's face, not being the spam that pops up all the time. The movie Wreck-It Ralph breaks the internet, where spam's always right in front of you. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is just having that ability that should it come up naturally in conversation, then it's there. It's the branding. It's being consistent. It's kind of understanding what your company brand is. All right, Jess got another one here. I'm loving this, Jess. So thank you. Jess says, keep an eye out for Facebook groups pertaining to certain events, hobbies, etc., that you can make items for. Make sure their rules allow you to sell in the group. I made laser engraved Bruno the Bear ornaments, and again, put my promo card in there to share about everything else I make. I also promoted that I would donate a portion of each ornament sold to the Missouri Conservation Department. There you go. Jess, awesome stuff. Keep it coming. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, perfect. Todd says, 4th of July party I wore, I'm just here to bang. Great conversation starter. Again, got to know the where you're at and what you're, who you're talking to. So Wade says, we always make something special for the host of the party. That's a great idea. Again, not a promotion, not a, it's all about me. It's, here you go. All of our neighbors do have can coolers that my wife's business made for them. Some of them bought them, some of them were given them. So it's a great idea. Mike says, Aaron's concept of another shirt, a family of gear that you can make that is something that made to promote your business, but also starts conversation. and then Mike, I was saying that as he was typing it. So the delay got him. All right. Todd says, I noted you're changing video screen on the Q&A session on the summit yesterday. Yeah. So let's take a look at that real quick. Pretty easy to do. In fact, I'm going to get this out of the way because it's so really easy to do, honestly. So the TV is a $50 Walmart special. Not the highest end TV or anything like that. It's just a little TV. The table it's setting on is actually a camping table that I just put a tablecloth over the top of. And all I did was, I've got my Amazon Fire Stick in the back of it and Amazon Photos. So as you can see, I got Amazon Photos there. I just put a whole bunch of pictures of different stuff that pertain to our success group and my business and stuff. I put that in an album, and then I just play the album and just start the slideshow. Easy as that. So, just little things like that. Again, just keep things in their mind. It's not about, again, it's not about yelling and screaming about your business at all times. What it is about getting it into their mind. Todd and I have talked about this quite a bit, where you've typically a new customer takes about, on average, and this is the studies have kind of shown this over and over again, on average, about 7 to 9 contacts, remembering your company, touch points before they finally decide to do business with you. So if I'm continuously, doing little things where, like, oh, see, training videos, huh? What's Aaron do? Interesting. Maybe I should talk to him about that. And then that gives me an opportunity to talk about my business instead of me going out and getting in front of each and every one of the potential customers and going, hey, listen about my business, blah, 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 me. No, it's about starting the conversation. So anyhow, we're go way down that rabbit hole here, but let's get to, Mike says this also goes for having something with you that people notice and start the conversation. Again, totally worthwhile. Mike says, my Charger forward wear is something that the three of us wear when we go out on our shuttlecraft missions. That's always something people comment on and ask about. We started giving out masks to people that ask about it too. It's an instant in. Yeah, love it, Mike. Good, great ideas. We always have our sublimated polar, Robert says, sorry. We always have our sublimated polar camel. People always ask where we get them. We always get sales and new customers. I'm always drinking from this. And if anybody needs a laser engraved, I got this from Renee at 333 Oak. But I know a lot of you guys might do them too. So again, just having the conversation starter. I love it. Excuse me. All right. All right, cool. Excellent. You guys, Mike says, being top of mind isn't a sprint. It's a marathon, to be sure. It's why being able to tap staple customers is such a gold mine. Stale. Sorry, I said staple. Being able to tap stale customers is such a gold mine. Great ideas. All right, let me get another one in here. And again, other ideas you guys have, keep them coming. We're about 30 minutes in, so we'll go for another few minutes. I've got a few more. I think one area that I think is worth mentioning is kind of understanding. All right. Todd says, if you like the laser engraved ones, you'll love what we have in the works. Anyhow, what the idea here is kind of, it's twofold. So first and foremost, make sure you're kind of in tune with your community, your customer base, and kind of the seasons that they go through. A lot of people are kind of gearing up, depending on where you're at. Things went crazy where, you go in from like 80 degrees to 20 degrees or things like that. But you got to kind of be in tune with the seasons and kind of what's going on. So that's the first part of it. The second part of this idea is the fact that we need to have some sort of a roadmap. We need to have some things mapped out because we need to be ready to pounce when the opportunity is right. So right now we're kind of getting into that fall feel, not necessarily here yet. I'm actually sweating right now. It's hot in here and the air conditioners broke at the office, but some parts of the country are already feeling like winter, and different things going on. So we have to plan ahead so that way, when the time is right, we can kind of pounce. So, for example, coming up in October here, we've got on the 5th and on the 6th, and in the roadmap for the Our Success Group members, Todd's actually done a ton of work to make sure we get in all of these specific days of the celebration days and stuff like that. So we've got a really good list, and we've got a ton of great ideas in this roadmap. And so again, our Success Group members have access to that. But a couple that I'll share here: on the 5th of October is Teachers Day. On the 6th of October is National Coaches Day. So if you're doing sports stuff, what are you going to be doing for Coaches Day? Are you going to be, celebrating them? Are you going to, work with them? Are you going to, donate to a group? I know the youth sports stuff is getting hammered right now. My friend who runs some volleyball stuff here in St. Louis, we're trying to get our son into play more. And he's just having a hard time even getting the availability, and St. Louis County opening up. And, now there's a big to do about different things. And again, I don't know which side necessarily to be on. We're trying to be safe, but we're also trying to make sure that, our son still is growing and learning and doing the things that he wants to do. So again, National Coaches Day. They're dealing with a lot more stuff than normal. What is it that you can do to support them? It's not about getting out there and saying, hey, I sell all of this gear for youth sports. No, it's about getting out there and saying, I support youth sports. Oh, and by the way, if I can support you by helping with the products that I offer, that's even better. That's the bonus. So that's another idea. What are you looking at for teachers or coaches, and some things like that. So let's see here. Jerry, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Robert says, getting ready to have a transfer blowout for hoodies with our regular customers who have transfers sitting at the shop. Excellent. That's a great idea. What other ideas do you guys have? Let's see here. Okay. Mike's, we were talking about TV screens. Sorry, I missed a couple of Mike's comments from earlier. Mike says TV screens are getting crazy inexpensive, pretty amazing to get into and spruce up any area with the Fire Stick. Hell yes, Aaron, go Fire Sticks. Google version of it is also in my garage screen. Mike, the Google version, is that Chromecast? I think I used to have a Chromecast, but I'm not sure. I think I gave it to somebody because at the time I didn't understand what it was, and I'm like, I don't really use this. And then, but yes, I agree. I've those kinds of things are great. All of our TVs have it. We don't have cable, and honestly, just got Netflix not too long ago, so might be getting rid of it too. Anyhow, all right. Let's see here. So, what other ideas do you guys have? Keep sharing. We'll go. I think I'll get maybe. Let me look at my notes here. Here we go. You know what? I've got, I got two more. So let me start here. So October is, as a lot of us know, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So you're going to see a lot of pink, a lot of that stuff happening. Unfortunately, you're going to see a lot of stuff happening because a lot of people have been affected by that. So, awareness and trying to beat that is really important. But some other things happening in October that are worth thinking about. October is also Positive Attitude Month. And then one for us lefties. I'm a lefty. Any other lefties out there? But October is also Right Brainers Rule Month. So that's basically Left-Handers Month. Those of us in our right brain. So there's a couple of other ideas, some other things to think about, but again, planning ahead, having a plan, being ready to go when the time is right and when your customers are ready for it, it is really important. All right. And then one more idea here for you is, so we've talked a lot about doing videos and live videos and things like that. And, a lot of the pushback is that, I don't want to be on screen. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. Understandable. It's not the most comfortable thing. Again, even after years and years and years of this, I still get a little bit nervous. I was presenting 2 presentations for the Sublimation Summit on Thursday and Friday. And, things that I've talked about forever, things that I'm passionate about, yet, there was still a little nerves. I was like, okay, I don't want to bomb. I want people to like me, all those things. I totally get it. But you are your own worst critic. So first and foremost, again, you can do it. You will do a great job. And it will get better as you go. We talk about this with 2 regular guys all the time. And we've been doing it for 8 years now. And with the 2 Regular Guys podcast, we left it out there. But honestly, I'd love to take down the first 6 months to a year. It was terrible. It was really bad, but it wasn't so terrible that people didn't listen, and it's turned into what it is now. So, it's all part of the process. You got to grow. And, thank you, Jerry. I really appreciate that. Jerry said, awesome presentations at the summit. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much for that feedback. All right. But back to my point about the fact that we need to kind of be getting out there doing videos. And if you are not comfortable being in front of the camera, here's a great idea to get you started. What you can do, and you can use, so I use StreamYard. It's StreamYard.com, or if you are going to end up purchasing StreamYard, I'd love it if you use my affiliate link, which is at aaronmontgomery.info /StreamYard. But you can sign up for StreamYard. You can do a video. You're probably going to be on screen for a second, but we can do a screen share. And in fact, you know what? so easy. I didn't even set this up, but it's so easy to do that I'm going to just do this real quick for you. All you got to do is do a couple clicks here. I'm going to hit share screen. I'm going to do Chrome tab, and I'm going to do share. Boom, screen share. Now, guess what? I don't have to be on screen. I'm going to take the branding down. I don't even have to be on screen. So I can do a live video with my customers. And, maybe you've revamped your website, or maybe you've got a new website and you want to show it off. Here you go. You do a live video and you walk through your website with them. This is my wife's website at weheart.biz here. And so this live would go something like this, hey guys, I just wanted to show our new or updated website. We've been working hard on it because we know the contactless is important, and we want you to see what we have to offer. We want you to fall in love with it just as much as we have. So here's our homepage. You want to search for something. Maybe you want a wine tumbler. And there you go. And now you can find a wine tumbler. And, once you click on it, again, I'm just pretending like I'm doing this deal. Once you click on it, you can go in here, you can see, learn all about it. And then you just add your text, so maybe you want yours to say Aaron. Perfect. Boom. Then you add it to the cart and you're all set. So again, you want to try to make it a little bit longer, try to get into that 5 to 10 minute range with sharing that information. But using a tool like StreamYard, I can do stuff like this where it's, I'm talking and I still have it going, or just over on the side. And then when I just want to be talking, boom, I'm back like that, all with just a couple of clicks of the button while I'm still kind of looking at the camera. So easy to do. So great idea there. I think, showing off how to use your website is a great opportunity to share with people what it is that you do and how they can buy from you. And then highlight the things that are important. If we go back here, I'd want to talk about the fact, hey, by the way, we always do free shipping if that's what we do, or, you need some ideas for graduation gifts if this was back at the right time, or, here's some Christmas gifts for you. Or maybe you just, maybe you're just looking for face masks, blah, 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 things like that. Okay. So there's some ideas. I've got some comments. Let me get back over here, see what we got. Okay. Eric, thank you. Good to see you, sir, by the way. Okay. Eric says, used to greet folks in my shop with a personalized side display on screens on our showroom. Might still be a cool thing to do for a virtual call, maybe even showing potential products with your customer logos in place behind you. Oh, that's a great idea, Eric. I love it. Being able to just kind of get set up in such a way, maybe I'd move the TV up here and you'd kind of do, oops, got to get this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So you kind of, do this kind of thing. Yeah, that's totally cool. And great idea, Eric. Thank you so much. And Eric says, still nervous each time I teach, folks. So if the great Eric Campbell is nervous, then it's okay for you to be nervous. Mike says, starting things is never easy. Lou Brock wasn't stealing 30 bases a year when he started. Got to start someplace. Love it, Mike. Now, everything I've seen on Mike is amazing and wonderful. But, Mike's been podcasting for 15 plus years, so I'm sure it's a lot different now than it was 15 years ago. But again, you got to start somewhere. And now Mike's the guy when it comes to podcasting. So that's pretty cool. Here we go. This is a great idea. I love it. If you're not comfy being on screen, get a Lego version of yourself made and put that on camera. That's a good one. Jerry says, I like that with screen share. Could I send a video with my emails to schools and teams? Absolutely. So you could do a record through StreamYard. Another tool that I use for doing screen capture type stuff is called Screencast-O-Matic. And it's SCREENCAST-O-Matic, MATIC. There's lots of different tools out there, I'm sure, but that's the one that I happen to use, and I can do screen captures and different things like that. So that's another way that you could, send a video with emails to the schools and team, kind of showing them what it's all about. That's a great idea, Jerry. And then Jerry Dyke says, great website, by the way. Thank you very much. I I helped Kylene put that up. It's actually on Shopify. Wasn't terribly hard. In fact, we just completely changed the theme about a month ago. Kylene, I don't know if you're still here. You can share that. But one of the here's another piece when we're talking about, back to Lou Brock not stealing 30 bases, or you got to start somewhere kind of thing. When we put Kylene put her website up at first, I thought it was really nice. It was really good, but it wasn't getting the traction that she was wanting to get with it. But she was open enough to hear feedback, and she actually had a conversation with her hairdresser, and our hairdresser said, just being honest with you, I went to the website and I just couldn't find what I was looking for. Well, that was feedback, and we realized that the previous website did not have a search bar that was easy to find. In fact, I think it was buried down here. If there even was a search bar on the front page, I can't even remember it right now at this point. But, the feedback was that people couldn't find what they were looking for. Boom, make a change. So, there's still some things that we'd like to change about this. I'm not a big fan of the slider. You can't click on anything else outside of this buy now button if you wanted to get to t-shirts and more. So again, just making small continuous improvements based on the feedback that you're getting. So, if you're waiting to put up a website because you're trying to put up the perfect website, just put something up and then get feedback and then go from there. I'm not saying just throw up some junk that you're not going to be a little bit proud of, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So get it out there, put it up and get it going. All right. And Mike says, and I still don't know it all about podcasting. The instant you do know everything, you're done. Absolutely. Got to have, for those of you that did get a chance to check out the Sublimation Summit, when we were doing the Q&A panel yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to share this, but the one thing that stood out to me when David Gross was talking, the things, I can't remember exactly how he said it, but basically what he said made me go, you know what? That's what makes David so great and so knowledgeable about sublimation, is because he's got a beginner's mindset. He's like, I'm still always learning. And I'm going, come on, David, really? You know more about sublimation than I this is my favorite joke about David, or about me related to David, is I always say that I will forget, or that David has forgot more about sublimation than I'll ever know. But again, he has that beginner's mindset. So that goes along with what Mike's saying here, I think, is you're always learning, always growing. Okay, a quick note about the logoed stuff. I'm a giant fan of that. Having an artist skill set to do things like this really shines on a potential client when they can, quote, see what their things will look like when they're doing business with you. Solid gold. Replying to Eric's thing there. And Eric says, I'm with Mike. The day you're sure you can't learn anything more, you're done. Always be learning and testing people. And then Mike says, I like that, Eric. So much so I'm adding an H to my name too. So just call me Mikhe. I love it. Eric, it's Saturday. You're going to hate me, but E-Rich is actually his rapper's name. So, sorry, Eric. All right. Robert says, want to advertise, but scared to, as busy as we already are. Haven't had time to even post on Facebook. So Robert, here's my suggestion. I know that when you're really busy, that it's hard to want to be even more busy, but I would say that, you got to watch out for those cycles and being busy right now and then not being able to post on Facebook. It totally understandable, but either try to figure out, so you want to keep the cycle going, and if you're so busy, that you don't have time for it. One thing that I've always done is kind of try to regulate, one of the most scary things in business are the peaks and valleys. So the high peaks are great, but they also bring in a whole new set of challenges and and potential pitfalls, meaning that we're so busy that we can't do the other things that are important in our business. So when you get into those high peaks, you either got to figure out, okay, can I maintain that, figure out a way to keep that by doing some other things, adding people, adding equipment, whatever, adding processes, so that way that high peak doesn't become this high peak that then turns into this low valley. And again, Robert's just saying that's what we're kind of afraid of, is all of a sudden it stops. Yeah. So my suggestion is again, try to figure out a way, maybe you've got to, get a part-timer or get somebody that will do some of the social media stuff for you, hire a VA, a virtual assistant, find a way to try to continue, again, whatever's core to your business, what got you to that high point, and knowing Robert, it was a lot of hustling. And, so how can you maintain that hustle while still keeping the business going? And Todd says, we set time aside to just schedule posts for the week. Always a great idea to kind of have that going. So, all right, guys, you guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for all the feedback. Hopefully everybody has got something out of this. Robert, great idea. Getting the 5 kids involved in the business now. Perfect. So, keep doing those right things, keep trying things. And Jerry says, Mike, gotta love baseball analogies for sure. All right. So I hope you guys all got something out of this. If you have anything else to share, please do. Like I said, I think I've covered a lot of the things that I wanted to hit on today, and you guys came through as usual with just a great opportunity to crowdsource. Thanks so much to everybody that was here, especially thanks to everybody that participated and shared ideas. Really appreciate that. Hopefully you took some ideas that are going to help your business, help you succeed, and help you get to your idea of success. All right. So let me see here to wrap it up. What's coming up here? Tuesdays with Todd is happening this Tuesday at 5 p.m. So make sure you tune in here at liveosg.com or on the Facebook page at facebook.com/Our Success Group Pro. And I believe, if I got this correct, Todd, correct me if I'm wrong, Todd, you are going to be pressing some sublimation cutting boards. That's what I recall, at least. So if I'm wrong, let me know. And this is the part that makes me cringe. He's going to be doing it with a clamshell. I'm kidding. It can totally be done. And Todd's going to show you how to do that. So that's really cool. I'm looking forward to that on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, for our Success Group members, we have the third in our 5 Keys to Marketing program happening. So there's still time for you guys to become members. If you have not already, just go to oursuccessgroup.com, which is right above me on the screen there. And you can get signed up to be a member and participate in the 5 keys. Let's see, Wednesday is about Instagram. And so we're looking forward to sharing that information and getting out on Instagram more. And just being a part of the social media world and digital marketing world, and how to do a little bit more. What we're trying to do with the 5 keys is give you a great basis for a lot of things. Do you have to do all of it? Absolutely not. Can you do all of it? You absolutely can. So it's finding what's right for you. And we feel like if we share enough, we give you enough ideas, give you enough foundation, that you're going to be able to make that work for your business and be successful. So, all right, glass cutting boards and a clamshell with nothing special. That's what happening on Tuesdays with Todd. As I mentioned, Wednesday is our Success Group members training, and they are, we're going to be talking about Instagram this week. Let's see, and then on Friday, a wonderful edition of the 2 Regular Guys is going to be happening. This is the quarterly show where Terry and I turn over the microphone to Christine Shreve, and she brings in a wonderful panel of women to discuss topics that are important in the industry. And Christine has started the Women in Garment Decorating group on Facebook. So if you are a a young lady, a woman, please make sure to check that out and get in there. If you're a guy, you can't get in. That's can't get in at all. It doesn't matter if you help start the group or not. and which is the way it should be. So it's for women to discuss what they need to discuss. And from what I hear about it, it is a fantastic, amazing, supportive, wonderful group of people lifting each other up. So that's happening on Friday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time over at tworegularguys.com. And then you've also got Friday night, next Friday night, put this on your calendar, guys. We're doing it monthly now. We're doing a monthly Decorators Community virtual party. And we do it on Zoom, and everybody shows up. And if you want to bring an adult beverage, great. If you want to bring some water, that's great too. It's just a general fun conversation. We've talked about lots of great business stuff. I've gotten lots of great ideas from the conversations that we have. But we've also talked about just fun things, and just an opportunity to kind of unwind, celebrate together as decorators. And so that'll be happening next Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. So put that on your calendar. In fact, after I'm done here, I'm going to go get that updated over at tworegularguys.com/party. And there we go. All right, cool. And sheep, I know autocorrect or something got time. Catherine, thank you for your time and more great inspiration. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for your time tuning in this morning. And clams, sheep, and cutting boards. Oh my! I think you've got the title for Tuesdays with Todd. There, Todd. Mike, can we steal that? All right, everybody. Thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks to everybody for their ideas and participating. Next week, we're going to talk about when to get help. When do we need to get help? When to, potentially hire a employee or other things like that. So that's going to be happening next Saturday, again at 8 a.m. here. And looking forward to talking to y'all then. Have a great day, everybody.